Every day a woman reigns. It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the very first Style with Trish TV. This is a place where the everyday woman reigns. Here we speak to the wellness and the wholeness to all women. We have an amazing guest lined up for you tonight. We have none other than fashion designer Algenon Johnson. We're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Sir Algenon himself. Welcome back to Style with Trish. I'm your host, Trish Standley, and for our very first broadcast, I'm so excited to have my favorite, soon to be your favorite as well, none other than designer, stylist, singer, you name it, just awesomeness. None other than, we call him Sir Algenon Johnson. Welcome him to Style with Trish.
Hey. Hey,
I'm so glad that you came and shared with us on our very first broadcast.
I'm honored to be here.
You know you had to be here. You know you had to be our first on here on the show. I love you. I love everything about you. We're going to get more into all the things and all the ways that I love you before the end of the show. But I kind of want you to introduce the very few of those that are viewing who you are. Introduce yourself to, because there ain't very many people that don't know who Sir Al is. Introduce yourself and let us know how you started in the world of fashion.
I'm Algenon Johnson. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. I started out singing with my family, of course. My brothers all sing and play instruments, and we all do something in music, and so does my mom and my dad and both sides of their family. So music seemed like it was going to be the thing. But then I kind of branched out into the fashion world, into the entertainment industry, and it just turned into a thing that I liked. So my dad used to be so fresh. My dad is he's a pastor, so he used to be, I mean, from head to toe, pocket square, the whole nine.
Right.
Like, he would be so fresh. So I would always pay attention to what he wore. And then, you know, as I got older, I would watch my mom, and she was always just so classy to this day. Always so classy. So I was inspired by my mom, really.
Yeah.
And she used to sew. She used to make our clothes. So I would always watch and stand over her shoulder, and she would be like, I know she probably would be like, boy, go sit down somewhere. But she might be all right with it right now.
Right. Oh, yeah, I think she is.
So yeah, that's how I really got started. I went to school. I went to Brooks College, which is in Long Beach, California. And fast forwarding to moving to Atlanta, when I got to Atlanta, again, music was in the forefront. So I was doing a lot of singing and performing and that kind of thing. But fashion just kind of like, it was like, yo,
it was it.
I'm in here. What you gonna do with me? So it just started from there. I made one piece, and then it just kind of
It did more than
took
just
off from there.
yeah, it did. Take off is the right word. That's the right word for it. Two questions. Why Atlanta? Why did you move from LA to Atlanta? What was that about?
Now, you invited me to be honest, right?
Yes,
The
please.
honest answer is I have no idea how I got to Atlanta.
Purpose. We'll call it
Purpose
purpose.
had to be what it was. No, I had a couple friends who lived here, and I was telling them, you know, they knew everything I had going on in LA, and I felt like I was kind of outgrowing LA, and LA is huge.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're born and raised there, I think in a sense it kind of shrinks a
Wow.
little bit.
Okay.
The older you get and the more you expand your mind and your brain and your creativity, it starts to shrink a little bit. So they were just like, well, just move to Atlanta. And I was like, for what? Move to the South? I'm not a Southern boy. I'm a city boy. I need electricity. You know, I was being crazy. So it stuck. I came to visit 1 year, and I was here for a friend's family reunion. We had a blast. We was all at the park, met all their family, everything, had a blast. And when I was leaving, it was the oddest thing.
Wow.
I felt like I was leaving home. I had never lived away from home, but I just felt like I was leaving where I wanted to be. And when the plane landed, I lost some cool points. When the plane landed in LA, I started crying.
Wow.
It was the oddest thing ever. And I went into work the next day and put in my 2-week notice.
Wow. What we gonna do about this dress? You know you're going to have to break this down.
Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. First of all, I was inspired by the Met Gala.
Yes.
The Met Gala was coming up, and my brain started going, and I was just like, you know, that's one of my pinnacles. Like, I
I'm
have
sure.
to dress somebody going to the Met Gala. And so it was coming up, so I was just inspired by the creativity that they put on the runway every year, on the red carpet for the Met Gala every year. So that's where it started. And the fabric, I already had it. You and I talked.
Yeah, right.
I had it, and I was like, So I pulled it out, and I just put on some music, and I just started going. I just started cutting and started
Wow.
going. And so by the time I finished, this is what.
So when you're
Come on.
creating, you're creating what's in your head, but not necessarily have the client in mind
Right.
at that time. Wow.
For this particular thing, yeah.
Okay. Is that something that happens often, or?
It depends. It happens when there's something like big in fashion that's about to happen.
Okay. Okay.
A big award show or a big, event, an annual fashion event, that kind of thing. So, yeah, but for the most part, I typically have a person in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love how you created the neckline. That is so, as I stated before, I'm not a girly girl. And this makes it a little on the rough side that I like.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
It isn't because
gives it a little edge.
Yes, it gives
get
it edge, and because you could take off the mid part that almost goes into a collar, and it would just be the bodice part, other than the magnificent what do you call that part?
The detail.
The detail on there. It would be kind of a traditional bustier area, but
Gotcha.
this brought the edge to it, and then not even just that, but even the way that the strap comes over to it. And this is what I was telling you earlier. It's impossible for somebody else to walk out with your idea
I hope
unless they stole it. So,
And if they do, let me know.
I absolutely will. All right, guys, we're going to take a really quick break, but I have something very special for you. On Style with Trish, we have our correspondent, Cassandra Parks, who's going to be talking to us about what's happening with sand. She's coming up right now.
Dynamic and affordable, we provide web and TV commercial advertisements for your company's products and services. Mark Squared Studios, Atlanta's online video production service. Whether it's an in-studio production shoot or on-location shoot, we produce high-quality web videos for your company's products and services. crisp, high-definition video with clean, high-frequency audio. From professional interviews, step-by-step instructionals, and how-to web series. Broadcast quality at a fraction of the cost. Production packages include industry cinema equipment, premium editing, and experienced cinematographers. Dynamic and affordable production packages are available now online. Contact us today. Mark Squared Studios.
Welcome back to Style with Trish. I just really want to introduce everyone to someone who has really gone the journey with me on Style with Trish Radio, and she's here to hang with me on Style with Trish TV, none other than Cassandra Parks. She is our correspondent for What's Happening with San. Hey, San. Hey, Trish. Isn't it kind of funny that we've off radio and now we're on TV, and it's just a great experience. What was it like the years that we were on radio for you?
For me, I learned so many things from you, first of all. It was very humbling that I got a chance to know you personally and professionally, and it was just one of the best experiences I've ever had. I really learned a lot, and I got to do a lot thanks to you.
It was just the way that we met initially and how we partnered. It was like an instant clicking.
Yes.
And it just grew from there. And when you came to be a part of the show, you came on as our What's Happening with San segment because you're all over the place. Still are.
Yes.
So share with us the route that we were going when we were on radio.
Well, some of the things that I did, I would go to concerts. I think my very first story with you was I was actually one of the featured bloggers for Bronner Brothers that year. And I came back and I told the audience, everything that I saw Bronner Brother and who I met and things like that. So it kind of snowballed from there. And he was like, you're always doing something. So what I would do is I would come and report different places I would go and things that I seen in events that were happening around the Atlanta area.
Yeah, and it made for fun during the entire show, the broadcast, because people could tune in and get their fashion tips and listen to maybe their favorite guest, but then they also could get ideas because you not only spoke of actual events and concerts that were going on not just in Atlanta area but nationwide, but you also gave tips and ideas for combating depression. And one of the things I remember you saying was getting out and being active, especially during the holiday season. You said you don't get out as much outside, but there are other things that you can do to help combat that. So you were kind of combining the entertainment piece with the direction that we're going into now. So share with us, what can we expect from What's Happening with San on TV?
Well, some of the things that I'll be discussing are just life topics that everybody goes through every day. Things like depression, family troubles, family issues, self-esteem issues, women issues, So hopefully I'll be able to bring something positive to every show and just make you think in a different light, in a different way to get your life back on track.
And another thing that I love, because I love love. Everyone knows that. And you love love.
I do.
And you, a lot of the tips and ideas that you have done on other platforms is let's talk love, and you're giving different aspects of love and relationships, all types of relationships, romantic relationships, parent to child, sister to brother, girlfriend to girlfriend, all types of relationships. Why is that? Why do you feel like that is your platform for this time?
I think we don't talk about it enough, especially in our community. We tend to have a thing where we don't talk openly about issues that happen, quote unquote, in the home. So I feel that it should be a conversation started. It should be put out in the air. It should, hopefully get resolutions to some of these issues that we have in our community.
Thank you so much, San. I look forward to being able to hear everything that you have to share, all the nuggets of knowledge that we're going to experience on what's happening with San. But we got to go right back to my boy, none other than Al Johnson. Sir Al. See, I'm so used to calling him Sir Al. We got to talk about this piece now. I feel like I'm a twin right now. I really feel like I'm a part of the elite right now, because we kind of matching here. This is absolutely gorgeous. Break this down for us. Describe what inspired it first, and then break it down and describe it for us.
This was one of those schizophrenic moments where I started cutting and I really didn't know what it was going to end up being, and it was supposed to be something else. It didn't have the collar initially, but as I got going, I was inspired, and I grabbed the white fabric and did what I needed to do to make a collar, and then I started playing with it, and this is it.
It is beautiful, and I shared before, I'm not a lace person. If I'm going to do lace, if I'm going to do the real frilly, soft type stuff, it has to have an edge to it. And this, once again, has edge to it in the collar. And I noticed as you were setting it up that you have the inside of the collar laced. It's those little small details which takes pieces to a whole nother level. So how would we, first of all, where would we rock this to? And what would we wear under it? Because ladies, you need to wear something under this, okay? So how will we pair this, and where will we wear it to?
Well, ladies, if you just got married and your husband, you just want to bless your husband, just
that's true.
rock it as he is. Congratulations.
But you in your own privacy of your own home.
No, I would. We were talking earlier. I would definitely put it on maybe a music artist, a pop star. And maybe do like a strapless white cat suit underneath, very fitted, where the leg kind of pops out a little bit, and she's on stage and she's, just kind of, she's like an angel actually. So yeah, that's pretty much how I would style it. And even if you wanted to make it a little more conservative, put maybe a fitted white dress underneath.
Oh yeah, that would dress it. That would really take it.
That would dress it up a little bit and make it a little more conservative. But yeah.
So now in styling, we're going to talk styling just for a hot second.
Sure.
In styling unique pieces, and we're just going to specifically talk about this piece because we're looking at it. What are some of the do's and don'ts? Of course, the obvious undergarments and that type thing. But what are some do's and don'ts to do when it comes to styling this particular piece, with it being white, with it being lace, that you would suggest?
I would only suggest, as far as jewelry and those types of things, I would only suggest like maybe a really nice cocktail ring. Okay. Nothing on the neck, because it'll take away from the collar. And maybe just a simple earring. I'll show you a picture. There's a picture. A photographer shot this for me. James Anthony. He's amazing. I'm sure you probably heard of him.
Yeah.
But the way they shot it, the way we styled it, it was just so perfect because it was so simple. So simplicity is everything.
It is.
There's a lot of times you don't have to do a whole lot to get a lot out of a piece.
Would you mix it with a color, like in shoe or?
I don't know that I would. Maybe
I wouldn't
if I did a color, it would probably be maybe like a nude color to go underneath, and that'll make the white pop a little more.
Yeah.
But other than that, I probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Attention promoters, event organizers, local entertainers, The C Room. Let's go! The C Room Multiplex is Atlanta's premier Christian entertainment venue. Live broadcasts, industry events, showcases, a full sound stage, seating areas, and open floor for private events. But wait, the C Room is more than a facility. Catch the latest news, music, entertainment events, and local new and upcoming artists through the C Room media outlets. Follow us, like us, and listen anytime, anywhere. The C Room, Atlanta.
What's up, everybody? This is Wes Morgan right here in Nashville. We hanging out with the C Room.
The C Room, live in Atlanta. Witness the most awesome talent in the country.
This is the C Room Unplugged show. Now, I need y'all to do me a favor. Can y'all say unplug?
For the best in late-night entertainment viewing, check out the C Room Unplugged and Variety Show every Thursday and Saturday at 12 midnight.
As a child, my mother thought it was very important for her 4 girls to understand and know our worth. Worth as women, worth as people, and worth as in part of society, and how do you conduct yourself as part of a community. And so it was very important for her to instill in us those benefits. So at the age of 13, my mother sent me to modeling school. And I'm like, why, Mom? Why are you sending me to modeling school? Even though I was super thin, I was not tall. And one thing she taught me, she said that God has given me the vision over my girls' lives. And what he has shown me about you is that you will go before many. And because you're going to go before many, it is important to me that you know how to speak, you know how to conduct yourself as a young lady. And so, hence, I went to John Robert Powers Modeling School, and it was one of the best times of my life as a teenager. It really instilled in me what's more important than the outer looks is the inner look. And so during this journey of Style with Trish TV show, I really wanted to incorporate a segment that speaks and teaches and inspires us ladies to really dig in deep and pull out the best of us, so that we present ourselves to the world as something no less than awesome. And so Know Your Worth is going to be a segment that teaches us that. Sometimes we'll have guests, sometimes it'll just be me here talking to you, but most of the time it'll be us sharing. And so it's just very important that we remember who we are, whose we are, and our value. And that's something that I really hold true to heart. Mainly because I feel that we as women can impact the world. We're the mothers of this nation. We birth the children of this world. And if we know who we are and we are confident in who we are, then that trickles down to our children. We make better men, we make better women, and overall we become a better nation, a better people. And so it's very important that we do know who we are as women. We've got to learn to love ourselves. We've got to learn to forgive ourselves. And we've got to learn to celebrate each other. One lady shouldn't make you feel less than who you are, and she wouldn't if you knew your individual worth and your individual value. And so I'm excited about this segment. I'm going to be sharing some of the tips and the things that I used raising my daughter. And I'm so proud of her now. She can come out in her most natural state and still tell you she fly. And so that excites me. That makes me feel successful in parenting and raising a girl child. And so now she's about to thrust off and go into the world on her own, and there's not anyone who can tell her who she is and who she isn't, because she knows it for herself. And not only does she know it for herself, but she can verbalize it to the world, and that's what's most important. So we're going to be sharing all types of tips here in the Know Your Worth segment. I'm so excited about it. If you guys have any tips or any ideas or any topics that you would like for us to cover, be sure to reach out to me. We're going to try to really, really, truly dig into this segment to make us a better us. That's what Style with Trish is all about. As I said, this is a place where the everyday woman reigns. And I love you and you love me, whether you like it or not. And that's what it's all about ultimately, loving one another. Listen, we thank you for hanging out with us on today's show. I want to thank our guest, none other than Algenon Johnson. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing person. So make sure you connect with him on social media. Be sure to connect with us on social media. We are Trish Standley Music on all social media platforms. You can email us at stylewithtrish@gmail.com for any questions or concerns or just want to share your story. And we thank you so much for hanging out with us on our very first Style with Trish TV show. Thank you guys. And remember always, love isn't love unless you give it away.
Every day a woman reigns. It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
Attention promoters, event organizers, local entertainers, the C Room. Let's go! The C Room Multiplex is Atlanta's premier Christian entertainment venue. Live broadcasts, industry events, showcases, a full sound stage, seating areas, and open floor for private events. But wait, the C Room is more than a facility. Catch the latest news, music, entertainment events, and local new and upcoming artists through the C Room media outlets. Follow us, like us, and listen anytime, anywhere. The C Room Atlanta.